Hey, boys and girls, this is a Kwanzaa Holiday Cookbook by Emily Raabe. A Kwanzaa Holiday Cookbook. This is the table of contents, and the table of contents tells you what subjects or chapters are listed in the book and tells you what pages they are on. What is Kwanzaa? Like Christmas and Hanukkah, Kwanzaa is celebrated in December. Unlike Christmas or Hanukkah, Kwanzaa is not a religious holiday. Kwanzaa is a time for African Americans to celebrate their roots in Africa, as well as their lives as Americans. In the 1960s, a man in California named Dr. Maulana Karenga decided that African Americans needed a time to get together to celebrate their culture. In December 1966, Dr. Karenga announced a new holiday. He called this holiday Kwanzaa. In Swahili, Kwanzaa means first. This holiday lasts 7 days, from December 26th to January 1st. Dr. Karenga is shown at the left. In Africa, people celebrate Matunda ya Kwanzaa, or first fruits. So this is him. Kwanzaa means first. Swahili is a common language spoken in Africa. To remind African Americans of their African heritage, people celebrating Kwanzaa use many Swahili words. For example, Dr. Karenga took the Swahili word Kwanzaa, which means first, and added an extra A at the end of the word. Kwanzaa, spelled with 2 A's, is a new word. This new word mixes together African and American words. Bene is the Swahili name for sesame seeds. Cake, of course, is a word used in America. If you make bene cakes, you will be mixing words from Africa and America in your own kitchen. These cakes are more like cookies. And this is a recipe for bene cake if you would like to make them with your parents. The 7 symbols of Kwanzaa. Just as there are 7 beliefs to Kwanzaa, there are also 7 symbols that people use to celebrate Kwanzaa. These symbols also have Swahili names. They are the mukeka, a straw mat, the karamu, the feast, the kikombe cha umoja, the unity cup, the kinara, the candle holder, and 7 candles, which are called mishuma, samba. The muhindi, or ears of corn, 1 for each child, and the zawadi, Kwanzaa gifts, each symbol comes from comes from African or African American culture. You can make a delicious treat at Kwanzaa using corn. Serve this cornbread hot from the oven for your Kwanzaa guests. And this is Kwanzaa cornbread. Actually looks really good. If you want to try making that with your parents, you can. The Kwanzaa table. Each symbol of the Kwanzaa table has a meaning in the celebration. The mkeka, or woven mat, can be made of grass, straw, cotton, or sometimes paper. All of the other Kwanzaa symbols are placed on the mkeka. The fruit of the Kwanzaa table is a symbol of good things and good harvest. The cup of unity is used in the Kwanzaa ceremony. 1 of each of the 7 Kwanzaa candles is lit each night. The ears of corn on the Kwanzaa table represent the children in the family that is celebrating the holiday. The first 3 candles in the kinara are red, symbolizing hard work and rich life. The center candle, which is lit on the first night of Kwanzaa, is black. This candle represents the African and African American people. The last 3 candles are green, representing hope for the future. Kwanzaa foods. As with holidays all over the world, Kwanzaa means a lot of good food. Food for Kwanzaa is usually a mix of African foods, such as yams, which are sweet potatoes, peanuts, and okra, and African American foods. African Americans who live in the southern United States might eat black-eyed peas and rice, fried chicken, cornbread, sweet potato pie, and coconut cake during their Kwanzaa celebration. African Americans whose relatives are from the Caribbean might eat red beans and rice with chicken for Kwanzaa. You can make these sweet potato fritters for your Kwanzaa meal. Whether you call them yams or sweet potatoes, they are definitely delicious. And I know that my family loves sweet potatoes. Celebrating Kwanzaa. Many African Americans decorate their homes with red, black, and green streamers, balloons, or cloths for Kwanzaa. They may wear African clothing during Kwanzaa, and they may hang photographs or pictures of African American leaders and heroes around the house. Some adults fast from sun up to sundown during Kwanzaa, eating only the evening meal at night. Family and friends gather and light a candle on the kinara, and they might talk about or tell a story about the Nguzo Saba for that day. People share a sip of water from the cup of unity in honor of dead relatives. Then everyone sits down to share a meal and celebrate Kwanzaa. During Kwanzaa, African American women might wear a style of gown called a buba and cover their hair with an African wrap known as a gela. Men and women wear a traditional African robe called a dashiki. Karamu. The last night of Kwanzaa is celebrated with a feast called the Karamu. The Karamu is a joyful night of song, dance, prayer, and feasting with family and friends. It is the night that people give one another Kwanzaa gifts, or zawadi. These gifts are often homemade, and they reflect the principles of the holiday that are listed in the Nguzo Saba. As with the other nights of Kwanzaa, the food on the table are based on recipes from Africa and from all over America. Chicken, either fried or prepared with coconut, as in this recipe, is a popular Kwanzaa dish. These coconut chicken chews make an easy and delicious Kwanzaa food that reflects both African and African American cooking. Ooh, that sounds good. Coconut chicken chews. They look like chicken strips. The ceremony of Karamu. Different families celebrate the Karamu, or the feast night of Kwanzaa, in different ways. Usually, there is a speech at the beginning of the night. The person who gives the speech is an elder, an older member of the group. On this night, all 7 candles are lit while people recite each of the 7 Nguzo Saba. The unity cup is filled and passed around so that everyone may take a sip from it. A little bit of water is spilled out to honor ancestors. Then, of course, there is a long and joyful feast. During Karamu, someone will stand and talk about one of the Nguzo Saba means to him or her. Some people also may sing, put on skits, or tell stories about the Nguzo Saba. Kwanzaa, all year long. At the end of the Karamu, there is a farewell speech, and then everyone in the room shouts, Harambe, 7 times. Harambe is Swahili for let's pull together. Shouting Harambe reminds people that Kwanzaa is a celebration of working together and making communities better, stronger, and healthier. Although Kwanzaa comes only once a year, you can practice Kwanzaa all year long. Just remember the 7 Nguzo Saba, and you can help to make your own community a better place. You also can cook your new Kwanzaa recipes for friends and family, no matter what time of year it is. They will thank you. Just make sure your parents help you. This is the glossary, and that's a list of important words that are in the book, and it tells you what their definitions are. And this is the index, and the index also tells you important words that are in the book, but it tells you what pages those words are listed on. And this is a list of websites where you can get more information about Kwanzaa. A Kwanzaa Holiday Cookbook. I hope you love this book.